Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel this evening in another late night edition. But I think during this whole COVID thing, we're all learning that there is no bad time to get discussing some Edmonton Oilers stuff. And well, today, you know what? This is one a long time in the making. I haven't made a video dedicated to Ethan Bear at all, and that's on me. Because Ethan Bear, ladies and gentlemen, these are his stats. Ignore the 17-18 season for a minute here. Amongst our defensemen, this is a heck of a great stat line out of Ethan Bear. 5 goals, 16 assists, 21 points. I did the research into myself last night when I was sitting there after doing that defenseman video and the lack of scoring. Bear is tied for tops on our blue line for scoring, and somehow, some way I haven't talked about him at all because my theory I guess I've had all season is I didn't want to jump on him when he was low or jump on him when he was high, because we all kind of had this thing, right, is we didn't want to put too much pressure on Ethan Bear, a rookie that was at times playing top line minutes. You see that 21 minutes and 58 seconds time on ice this season, and now that it's all done, all considered, and we're 71 games deep and 89 total into his career, yeah, we can finally start saying, you know what, Ethan Bear, he can handle himself at the NHL level, and he was more than handling himself at the NHL level this season. And that's where I've had a couple of people ask over this whole pause season, kind of the situation around an Ethan Bear contract, because yes, he's an RFA moving into the off season whenever that happens. So this is kind of a recap, kind of everything here. If I can find that tweet that I saw a couple of weeks ago, Ethan Bear contract, where is it? That is signing Ethan Bear to a contract in back then. That's not where not what we're looking for. So I have nothing there except for an update from Daniel Nugent-Bowman back on February 24th. Not to be alarmist, I'm told parties just waiting until the summer for impending RFA Ethan Bear. So you've kind of seen the Oilers do their work, and I'll kind of give you the rundown of what the Oilers can do with Ethan Bear and his contract here in a second. You got on the blue line for next season, $4.1 million to Oscar Klefbom. You've got $4.1 million to Adam Larsson. You've got $4 million owed to Chris Russell. You've got $5.6 million owed to Darnell Nurse. So you've got 17, almost $18 million owed to 4 guys on the blue line. Mike Green, Matt Benning, Caleb Jones signed to $850 for next season. Ethan Bear, the same age as Caleb Jones, but coming off a full season in the NHL in which, man, Ethan Bear showed he could do it all. Guys, I think you've seen, right, Ethan Bear is smart, poised with the puck, knew when to make which pass, knew how to get things, and the hard part was, for Ethan Bear, I think anyone that detracts from Ethan Bear being a good NHL defenseman, this is the tough part, because you look at who he's paired with, and I'm not out here to make Darnell Nurse to be the enemy either, but Darnell Nurse, guys, imagine being that rookie defenseman who owned his craft as more of a defensive defenseman in the AHL last season when he played that full season down there. Now having to do that at the NHL level in his first full, 100% professional season with Darnell Nurse as your defensive partner. And I'm sorry, like I said, not to make Nurse out to be the bad guy, but when he's caught behind the other team's net, puck's already at center ice, right? There are things that are going to happen. But for that, you look at that. In 18 games played, I mean, the 17-18 Oilers, don't get me started. They were a disaster. But you look at that. Ethan Bear averaged a -4 this season instead of a -11 over the course of 18 games in 17-18. And I mean, guys, it is evident. You look back at the tape. Ethan Bear in 17-18, that was a stopgap measure just to see what he had. And you know what? He still proved capable, right? 4 points. You think about that first career goal he scored. I think Rogers, was that at Rogers Place? Hold on. Let me check, because I remember this vividly, but I don't know if I remember it vividly correct. You know what I mean? So let me get this going. Ethan Bear, first career goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle in, sit down, get ready.
Oh man, what's playing there? What's playing? Oh, there we go. Oh, I want to play this, and you could hear that. See? I knew you could hear that. That's my bad. So, first career goal. It's at home with the Oilers, and just take yourself a second here. Ethan Bear, that's who's wearing number 2 for us at that point. Sakura. Oh, yep. I was going to say, listen, absolutely listen to Rogers Place Go Electric. We scored against the Ducks in that game as well. So anytime we did that against the Ducks in 17-18, we were pretty pumped considering what they did to us in the playoffs. But yeah, Ethan Bear, that was a rocket of a first goal, so very memorable from the start. And then all of a sudden this year, kind of just doing everything that was asked of him, right? Make the first smart play, make that pass out of the zone, just make the puck go north-south and play some defense. And Ethan Bear absolutely did that. So, like I said, we reviewed the contract situation here, and you look at it kind of how Caleb Jones settled in, and you look at how his D partner Darnell Nurse, who we've already talked about as well, has settled in at 5.2 and 850 for Caleb Jones. The problem is, how do you settle in Ethan Bear getting that raise he deserves? Because that's the thing, right? Is I've kind of avoided this all the time, but no matter how you look at it, you can't deny the stats. You can't deny nothing. Ethan Bear deserves a good little bump in a paycheck. And the question becomes, does Mike Green come back? Does Matt Benning come back? And what do you do with Chris Russell's situation? I mean, if you can get rid of Chris Russell, you can definitely sign Ethan Bear to that contract you are looking for, no doubt about it. Because, like, Ethan Bear, right? So Caleb Jones coming off the exact same contract at the exact same age. 720 with 3 zeros following is what these two guys got paid for their ELC contracts. So, okay. Caleb Jones bets on himself 850 to be on this Oilers team and fit for the future. Ethan Bear, I'm sorry, should not bet on himself because he's already made that impact statement, right? This is where I think Ethan Bear 100% has the rights to a good contract. And you look at some of the contracts, maybe, can I find a comparable in Oscar Klefbom? Oscar Klefbom. Yeah, so Oscar Klefbom went straight over to that contract to a $4 million contract. I don't think in the cap world we're living in right now, Ethan Bear is going to do that, but at least 2.2 for Ethan Bear over the course of 2 years, similar to the Caleb Jones situation, because by then, my friends, the Oilers' whole defense will look different in 2 years. 2 years from now, you've got Klefbom, Jones, and Darnell Nurse signed. That's it. You go down to the minors and you kind of look at who we've got signed for those times as well. You've got, in the defensive zone, you've got Broberg, you've got Evan Bouchard, Dmitry Samarukov, Marcus Niemelainen, and Philip Berglund. Those are the guys that we have in this Oilers organization as of right now signed. So you're not kidding yourself if you think Ethan Bear is not 100% a big part of that group 2 years from now, especially playing on that right side, right? Who do you have on that right side 2 years from now based on contracts? You have Adam Larson. You have, of course, Ethan Bear. Actually, sorry, Adam Larson's gone. So yeah, you have Adam Larson. You have Evan Bouchard. That's who I meant to say. And that is really it, other than Philip Berglund, who we're really not sure what's going to happen until we get some more ideas under our guys having the ability to watch them under contract next season. So, right, I think end of day is it's just something I really should have gotten to a lot earlier, in the fact that, man, Ethan Bear absolutely comes out, rocks this thing. He's now on the ice, by the way. If you didn't catch the video earlier today, Ethan Bear is now back on the ice for Phase 2 with the Edmonton Oilers, one of the early arrivals to Phase 2 kind of training camp, on-ice sessions, what are they, workout sessions, whatever you want to call them. And now, you know what, that's what really spurred me, as I was thinking about it last night, then talking about Ethan Bear today, and had to get this done because I've had enough questions about it, and I figured, you know what, it's a good time to do it. And end of day, Ethan Bear, probably one of the best stories of the Oilers this year, right? A guy who early on in the year, based on what he was doing, was in the Calder Trophy race for the Rookie of the Year, until, of course, you have Cale Makar and that kid I don't really like because he's on the Vancouver Canucks over there doing some magical things too. So, you know what, though, that doesn't detract from an absolute fantastic season out of Ethan Bear. And guys, now that it's no longer and or of in terms of you support Ethan Bear or you hate Ethan Bear based on what kind of defenseman he is, now the numbers add up. You don't have, oh well, he's a rookie, so just wait for it. He'll fall out. He will not. He won't hold up over the course of the season, which a lot of people were. No. This flash in the pan. This ain't going to be anything special. He's just having a good start to the season. Ethan Bear, now that it's all said and done, 71 games deep, had a heck of a season when you consider those stats. Can I just flash them one more time? Can I just, for the guys that were on me about Ethan Bear at the start of the year, 21 points, 71 games played, third in Oilers defenseman in scoring, first in goal scoring, tied with Clefbaum and Darnell Nurse. And you look at that, right? Obviously, all of that really came even strength. He had 2 points on the power play in his career. One of them came this season. So, yeah, no, Ethan Bear, absolutely fantastic. Shouldering the load in 21 minutes and 58 average time on ice this season. So, guys, let's put the debate to the rest right now. Let's pay Ethan Bear. I know I've been yelling about paying Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, but another guy that needs to get paid, Ethan Bear. And I mean, 2.2, 2.5 is not an overpayment on a 2-year bridge deal, and then figure out what that defense looks like in that 2-year from now situation. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you in the next one.